seeking professionals from around the country to help individuals just like you. We will provide you a proactive plan eliminating missed opportunities that may be costing you thousands of dollars and show you exactly what, when, and how to do it. Please call my office for consultation at 408-462-5829. That is 408-462-5829 or email contact@sanjaytaxpro.com.
Mantra India is now available for full-service catering. They provide cutlery, bartender service, on-site cooking service for various menus like dosa, tandoor, etc. Enjoy their catering in your backyard or hotel, wineries, community centers, or venues like Hyatt, Marriott, and Pullman San Francisco. Mantra India also has a dedicated office open 7 days a week, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for catering needs. Email them at mantraindiacatering@gmail.com or call 650-960-1001. Mantra India.
గిరిజనులు శ్రోతలకి నా నమస్కారం.
Overpriced, overwhelmed, over it.
Viljellu Radio. Oh la la, maza cheyala.
He has to tell me that.
Here is what some customers have to say about their experience with Realtor Nagaraj Annaya.
Hi, this is Venkat.
This is Mahesh.
Hi, this is Ramohan.
We are the first time home buyers with Nagaraj.
I heard about Nagaraj on radio and then I approached him. Nagaraj Annaya has helped in finding the home of our dreams. I really enjoyed working with Nagaraj.
Nagaraj helped us the whole process from beginning pre-qualified loan approval process to the offer accepted, and also he gave us a right contractor information for the home improvements.
I was able to get a good home at a good price in the location I'm looking for. I recommend Nagaraj Annaya.
I definitely recommend Nagaraj to any home buyers.
Nagaraj Annaya, the one-stop shop for all real estate needs. Call him today for free consultation at 408-805-4653 or visit nagarajhomes.com.
Overpriced, 30 seconds.
Mr. Nagaraj Annaya, it was pleasure working for your real estate needs in 2022. Wishing you and your family safe holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Overpriced, overwhelmed, over it.
You're listening to Real Estate Roundup. With Realtor Nagaraj Annaya every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Volley 92.3 FM.
Overpriced, overwhelmed, over it. Are you feeling some of the frustration and disruptions as a home buyer, seller, or investor? Well, we love to hear from you and guide you on this journey. Good afternoon, listeners. Welcome to 92.3 FM. This is Pooja welcoming you on Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaya. Brought to you by the owner of nagarajhomes.com, your one-stop shop for all your real estate needs. Buying, selling, refinancing, investing in real estate. Each week, we come here and shine the light on what's going on in the Bay Area's crazy real estate market. And Nagaraj is your trusted Bay Area tech realtor who brings his insight and advice to bear. If you have any questions or concerns on how to find your way, then call us in the studio. The number to call is 408-912-5038. Again, the number is 408-912-5038. With that, I welcome Nagaraj Annaya. Hello, Nagaraj. How are you doing this afternoon?
Hello, good afternoon. Happy Sunday to all the listener out there.
Happy Sunday. It's after 2 weeks, this is the weekend where there was no rains. So it's like a sunny Sunday.
It's a bright sunshine out there, right?
Yes.
It's similar to how the Bay Area market keeps changing.
I know.
We started this year with the seller's market, now changed to the buyer's market. It's just crazy out there, but still, it's a great, if it's your first time home buyer wants to buy a house, this is the right time to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, the prices rates went up 0.5%, but still your ARM rates are not so expensive because your ARM rates are like close to a 5.5 APR. It depends on the conditions to conditions. You need to evaluate it. It's just in a general, it's a 5.5, but it depends on each case by case and how much down payment are you doing and where you are buying and everything. Okay. But in general, it's around 5.5 for a 7.1 ARM rates. do give me a call and I can discuss depending on your cases. Any questions today, do call on the show. After the show also, you can give us a call. Pooja, please give us the number.
Yes. I was like, if you need to get more information, our studio lines are open now. So you can give us a call and ask questions. The number is 408-912-5038. Once again, our studio lines are open and the number is 408-912-5038. And if you have bought home from Nagaraj and you would like to call us and share your experience with the process from either buying or selling or refinancing, or you bought a house to do a investment, please do give us a call so that our listeners can have that insight of how the process went and what happens along the lines. So, Nagaraj, we were talking about last week about the buying process.
Yeah, I think before that, let me start on the market update last week. What happened in the Bay Area, right? Like, I'll share the 4 stories how it went in. Okay, it's my experience. It went in. One home in East Hills was listed for 1.57. It's a close to a 2,000 square footage, a big backyard, 1.57 million listed, and went up to a 200K more than the listing price. It is a wonderfully remodeled home. This the fixer, it was a fixer upper last year. It was bought for a 600K.
Okay.
The contractor was able to remodel such a wonderful house. Okay, and it was able to sell after a year for 1.75.
Oh, nice.
Okay, the home was beautifully remodeled. Okay, it is very difficult to find that kind of a homes remodeled. Okay, it was an East Hills, not a great schools, but there's always a demand for the good looking homes in a Bay Area. People are going to stretch more than their buying power to buy a good homes. Okay, so people are thinking it is goes below list. It's all comes down to what kind of home are you buying. Right, it's a luxurious homes. Always you will be going and paying, and if you find a rarity in the market, always there are a buyers out there to pay more than the extra if the house demands. Because I know that house surely appraisal might be a tough, but still there are buyers out there you are competing with it. Okay, the second one was in the San Jose, near to a downtown, listed for 900K.
Okay,
it was a very good list price, and it was sold for we went into a contract for 965K. 65,000 more than the list price. And the house was like 1,400 to 1,200 square footage, but a huge lot.
Okay. So extension.
It's a close to a quarter acre. Okay, and you can build 2 more homes there.
Oh wow.
Okay, see, as an investor, or you if you're jumping into being an investor, right, always you need to be looking at the houses. This house was like basically bought from an investor. It's like he's in a contractor. He bought it for a 965,000 more than the list price, and they got 7 offers for that home.
Okay,
so that home, the capability was like you can add 3 more units in that house. Okay, already existing unit, and there was a space for 2 more units, especially because in 2022 there was an ADU extension programs came into that effect, right, where you can add 1 more ADU unit in your backyard. Okay, as an investor you should look how much down are you putting in, correct? And what is the space for the extensions you can do it. Right, if you are bought for 950K or 960K, the rental, right, like you're putting a 250, I think I need to touch base on the QM program. Like this investor bought it based on the QM program, non-QM program, the loan amount. So if you are not making enough money, right, like there is called a loan options called a non-QM. Okay, you will be paying a higher interest rate compared to the others. Okay, but the qualifying conditions are different for that. If you're making on the business based on your business returns, you will be getting in a loan. not on your last year tax returns. They'll be still looking at your tax returns, but there'll be an investor who will be looking and, okay, he's making good enough in your business return, so he can qualify for a non-QM program. But one thing about the non-QM is like you will be paying for the fees for the loans. Okay, just watch out for that.
Okay.
As an investor, if you want to buy, it should not be a perfect house always. You need to be looking at the location of the house, and you should be looking at it. What would be your rental returns? Do you have an additional space to add a couple of houses, or a 2 houses, or a 1 house?
Yeah. Or maybe extend it for yourself.
Yeah, extend it. Right? So that house, we feel we might have paid 65,000 more in the current market, but still it has a huge potential.
Yeah.
Because it was a location where it comes in, and a huge lot what is brings into the value.
Yeah. And San Jose, right? Everything is.
San Jose, it's very difficult to get any house under $1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had looked at the beauty of the house, surely you would not have bought it. Okay, I know still there are a lot of buyers still waiting. Nagaraj, this market might go into a recession next year. But if you're competing with the other people, will you be able to buy it? Right? It becomes a hard, because starting of this year, we were seeing that how many offers were bringing in and how much more than the list price it was going in.
Yeah.
Okay. As a buyer, you need to be thoughtful. You are going to be like next 5-10 years, you're still going to be paying a rent.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think before touching base on
yes, I was like
the number.
Yes. So our studio lines are open, listeners. If you have any questions related to buying or selling, or you are even thinking of investing, buying and investing property, you can give us a call in the studio. The number is 408-912-5038. Once again, the number is 408-912-5038. And also, if you are a first-time home buyer, there are a lot of tricks that Nagaraj can share with you, and you don't have to be like very scared about the market and confused about it. So that's the radio show is all about. Like, you guys can ask questions and get your queries solved. So please do give us a call.
If they're shy to call me, call this show, they can always go to the YouTube live also. They can leave their comments out there.
Yeah.
We are on a YouTube live also at Nagaraj Annaya Andal. And let me touch base on the other 2 homes, Pooja. Like, the other home was in a San Ramon. This house was in the market for close to 2.5 months. Okay. And it was more than a 2,300 square footage, not big lot. 2 months back or 1 month back, the same house used to sell close to 1.5, and there was one comparable for 1.5. We were able to go into a contract for a 1.46 or close to 1.46. That is close to a 40,000 less than the list price. But already there was a price drop also. The same area, good times, it used to sell for 1.7, 1.8. Okay. So it is like you're getting a huge bargain out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So even a San Ramon, Dublin, the prices have dropped 10 to 15% around compared to the last few months around. Okay. If that was a good experience one. And other one houses like, I want to talk about the counter offer more, how the counter offer works. Because there was one house in the Alum Rock area. So it has beautiful views. If you go to the East Hills, right, it has a good, beautiful views for the bay. Okay, so this house was listed for 1.6 million, and we went in to put an offer for 1.66 million because this was very good house. But the counter offer, when the seller gives a counter offer, right, how it works is that seller can revoke it anytime before you sign it. Okay. When you get a counter offer, you should be thoughtful. Okay. Sometimes it can be a pushy to sign it. Sometimes you take a time to sign the counter offer, right? Seller can get, if a seller gets a better offer, seller can go with the other house, other offer also.
Okay.
Okay. And when you get a counter offer, decide when to act on it. Sometimes if you think that a house is very good and you got a good counter offer from the seller, before giving one more counter offer, think, is it a right house for you and is a right price? Talk to the realtor. This is the right time you need a realtor around in this tough market conditions. You need a realtor who should guide you. What are the loan options for you? What are the down payment options for you? Because you need a realtor. For example, if you can't guide you, because I'm a realtor with a mortgage knowledge, so I can guide them. If the appraisal doesn't come out, what are the other options do you have?
Yeah. So you need a basically, you are saying that the real estate, the agent that is helping you buying the house needs to be knowledgeable. You cannot just go with anybody.
Yeah, because appraisal doesn't come out. What you do, for example, you're doing a 20% down. If the appraisal doesn't come out and you put a more than the list, more than what are the appraisable value, then what are the options do you? Because if you miss, right now there's a less inventory due to holidays also.
Yes.
Okay. If, I'm trying to help one of the client in for 1.7 million somewhere in the Berryassa, good homes, very difficult to get. Even for 1.5 million in a Berryassa or a Milpitas areas are very difficult to get it. Okay. If there are other listener who's maybe if they have the same kind of an experience, do call us out and share your experience. We have studio lines are open, or you can give me a call after this show also. Right now we are live on Bali. Give us a call and share your experience. How was it? If you guys are in the right now buying a house.
Yeah, and you can please, there is no question that is simple question or a silly question. Any question that you ask is benefiting you and the other listeners. So don't think like that, oh, should I ask this question on the radio show or not? Because every question that is answered is knowledge to somebody. So give us a call in the studio. Our studio lines are open. Nagaraj is with us live on YouTube and on Bali 92.3 FM. Our studio lines number is 408-912-5038. Once again, the number is 408-912-5038.
Yeah. So we were discussing about the tips of the first time home buyer, right? Like,
yes.
Or the tips for the first time home buyer, or like, let's discuss about the process which we are discussing in buying a house. So once, always the first is get your qualifications. How much do you qualify? Do you keep it aside? Is it a 20% down or a 10% down? If the appraisal doesn't come out, what are the options? Because right now the appraisal might be tough in the market conditions. Okay, because some of the comparable of the homes have dropped so much. So if the appraisal doesn't come out, what is the backup options for you? Okay. So get an, for example, you are an investor, or like, for example, you don't make a W-2 income, right? Then what is the non-QM loan programs? Look out for the non-QM programs. What are the rates? Because the rates might be, for example, you are buying after 2 or 3 months, the rates might change, but when they give a qualification, they give you a little bit higher on the 30-year fixed qualifications. Okay. Get your loan options straight. Okay,
and you can help with that, right? You can
I can help them out depending on their, for example, you're right now the stock market is down, right? Instead of selling you a 20%, you can do a 10% down. For example, if you want to buy something in a FHA loan limits, like right now, the next year onwards, your FHA is close to 1 million now, right? It's 1,082,000 something right now, the FHA. Okay, so if you want an FHA loan program options, you can do a 5% down still. Okay.
Oh, 5%. Okay.
Yeah, that is only in few counties like Santa Clara counties and high-end counties, you can do a 5% down. But if you go to a San Joaquin, the loan limit might be different. Okay, it's instead of purchase price of 1 million, it might be, I think, close to 800 now. I need to look at it in the San Joaquin counties. Okay, but right now it is, if it is you are buying in a high-end counties, you can do a 5%. And anything more than 1,082,000, then we need a 10% down minimum.
Okay.
So 10% down, you can go up to 1.66 million loan. Okay. But anytime when you do a 10% down, you need to be paying a PMI. Okay. The PMI options or the PMI payments goes based on your credit score.
Mhm.
If your credit score is good, your PMI payment would be less.
Mhm.
If your credit score is less, your PMI would be going up. Okay, so you should be weighing on, should I sell the 10% for the stock market is down, or okay to pay with a PMI for the next few months until my stock market goes up.
Mhm.
Look out for the options. Okay, discuss what might be the best. It is not like you get a qualification for 10% now, but when you put an offer and your offer gets accepted, still you can decide. But it's always a better to decide, are you going to buy a house with a 10% or a 20%? Okay, and what are your payments going to be? There are two things, like if you're doing a 10%, one is a PMI option, or other one is an ELOC option. ELOC is like basically you're paying an interest only for the 10%. It would be 80-10-10 program.
Yes.
Okay, so that will give you a guidance how much would be your monthly payments.
Okay.
Once you get your loan payment options, shortlist the home. Okay, shortlist the neighborhood where you want to go. Try to visit the open house.
Mhm.
You get an idea. Okay, what kind of houses do you really like? A single family homes? Do you like a condos? Try to get a difference between a single family homes and a condos. There is no condos, townhouses will fall into the same category as a condos.
Mhm.
Okay, so try to get the difference between it. Do you like that kind of, or do you like a 3-floor options, or do you like a single family or single floor options? Try to find out what kind of options do you like, because it depends on the families to family needs.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, the type of the home where you live, it's very important. Like that basically tells you in the front where what kind of house you want to buy and where you want to buy.
Mhm.
So that has been done. Then so try to visit open house. Try to, once you shortlist the homes and you like the home, sit with your realtor. What might be the price you can, this house goes in? Try to get a comparables. Talk to your realtor and tell him, he'll do the investigation for you and tell you what might be the better price for you to put in.
Mhm.
When you're putting an offer, there are a few tricks you need to be looking in. Okay, so one is the loan contingency. Okay, if you already have got an underwritten pre-approval, right, then might be a loan contingency might be not needed.
Mhm.
Look for that. But if your loan has some kind of an difficulty getting your down payment, or you're depending on the gifts for your down payment, then might be a loan contingency is needed.
Mhm.
Then the appraisal contingency. If you're thinking, okay, I'm putting more than the market value in these conditions, right, you can look for the appraisal contingency. Okay, and inspection contingency. The inspection contingency is like basically if you looked at the seller's report and if you still doubt on the seller's report of the inspections, right, so then you might be needed to put an inspection contingencies.
Mhm.
Okay, by default this inspection contingencies, loan appraisal contingencies might be a 17 days or something, but you can always negotiate to keep it less. You are competing with the lesser, the minimum of the contingencies, you might be better, your offer gets accepted.
Mhm. Yeah, and all those information you can get it from your realtor. So if you are looking for to buy or sell your house, talk to your realtor, ask questions. There are so many things out there, as Nagaraj was sharing with us, that there are options. So it's not that you cannot buy a house, you just need to look for right options. And Nagaraj can guide you in all that process from beginning to the end. He knows, he has a lot of information on mortgage. He has a lot of information on if you want to invest buy a property just to invest. So if you are thinking in any of these lines, you can give us a call. We have less than 5 minutes remaining in our show. Studio lines are open. You can give us a call at 408-912-5038.
Okay, so once the contingencies part is done, right, in the offer you will be mentioning it like, do you need a refrigerator, washer, dryer? So if that things to be left over, if you like the refrigerator, washer, dryer and other stuffs you like it, you mention it in the offer. Okay, and if you're looking for some closing cost from the seller, okay, that also can be negotiated in it. Okay. So for example, you want to bring down your points of your loan, right, like then you can always ask the seller to pay for it. Okay. So that is also one thing you can mention it. And then other features, like for example, smoke alarms and other stuff, that's the sellers by default pays it. And even other couple of fees, you can mention it. Once you put an offer, depending on the other offers comes in, right? The seller, for example, yours is the best offer, depending on the other conditions of the other offers, your offer gets accepted. Okay. The offer itself, you would have mentioned within how many days you will be putting in a down, your basically deposit. Okay. By default, the deposit is within a 3 days, but in the Bay Area, typically the market goes is such that like the shorter the deposit time, your offer gets getting accepted is faster. Okay. So it's like usually it goes within a 24 hours. Once you would have mentioned in within a 24 hours, once the offer gets accepted, the escrow account will be opened up. Like in the escrow account, escrow officer will contact the buyer, and buyer will be sending the wire of the 3% deposit or the deposit mentioned in the offer. Once the deposit comes in, okay, and meanwhile the buyer would be starting their loan process with the lender. Lender will review and ask for any additional documents. Additional documents can be pay stub or is pending W2. You would have got all the few stuffs in the beginning itself, but if something pending documents from the time of the pre-approval, okay, for example, you would have got a pre-approval in November, but he's buying a house in January, so he might be asking all his W2 and everything for again.
Okay.
And very, very important thing is like the lender with you select, right, is very important during picking up the offer also, because the seller agent usually calls in the lender and tries to understand how good is for his qualifications. Okay, because sometimes if you are put in a loan contingency and the lender gives him the satisfactory answer saying that this based on his qualifications is easy for him to get the loan, then it might basically it might like help this seller agent to pick your offer. Always picking the lender is also very, very important when you're buying the house.
Yeah. And you can help with that, all that thing.
Yeah, who is responsive.
Yeah.
Right, one small mistake, it might lose your offer, which you all liked it, right? So once you will start the loan, the lender will start even the appraisal in time. Okay, so the appraisal also kickstarts, the lender starts collecting the few documents from the processor, it goes to underwriter, in between underwriter reviews it again in the loan steps. If anything missing documents, it will be asking from the buyer again to get few documents out. It all depends on case to case. For example, is it the gift funds are coming in, or it is coming the down payment from selling your stocks? So the underwriter wants to confirm everything is funded in your account.
Nagaraj, with that, we have just 1 minute left, so we will we will continue this thing next weekend. So hang tight, guys. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can give Nagaraj a call after the show. His number is 408-805-4653. Once again, 408-805-4653. Also, you can go to Nagaraj website, that is nagarajhomes.com. You can sign up with your phone number on it and ask questions or take an appointment with him, because he has like ample of knowledge, and it's very hard to share that knowledge just in like 30-minute show. So do give him a call. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. We will be back next Sunday, 12:30. Have a nice and safe weekend, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Bye.
Hi, this is your realtor Nagaraj Anaya. It was pleasure working for your real estate needs in 2022. Wishing you and